Do you have any idea what your dog gets up to once you're asleep? You probably picture them curled up at the foot of the bed, lost in dreams of chasing rabbits. But the moment you drift off, the dynamic shifts. Your dog engages in behaviors you were never meant to witness. And some of these nighttime rituals reveal more about their true feelings for you than anything they do in broad daylight. Misread these signals, and you could be completely misunderstanding the bond you share. Let's begin with the one that will forever change how you interpret that middle-of-the-night nudge. 1. They monitor your breathing while you're unconscious. Have you ever been jolted awake by your dog's cold nose pressing against your cheek? Or their damp snout hovering right over your mouth? Most people brush it off as them being clingy, or maybe catching a whiff of something you ate, but the reality runs much deeper. Dogs possess an almost supernatural ability to detect life. Their noses are so finely tuned they can pick up on the tiniest fluctuations in your breathing rhythm as you slip into sleep. Your respiration slows, steadies, falls into a pattern. To your dog, that change is impossible to ignore. That gentle nudge, that nose against your skin, is actually a welfare check. They're verifying that you're still present, still breathing, still among the living. This impulse is wired into their DNA. In the wild, pack members routinely check on sleeping companions, especially if one drops into an unusually deep slumber. It's a survival instinct. If something goes wrong, they need to react instantly. So when your dog nudges you in the dark, they're acting on that same ancient programming. There's no shortage of documented cases where dogs have roused their owners during medical crises, detecting blood sugar crashes, sensing oncoming seizures, even picking up on dropping blood pressure. So no, it's not always about needing a bathroom break. Your dog is running a wellness scan, and here's what most people overlook. This is just one piece of the puzzle. Later, I'll share what your dog does once they've confirmed you're stable, and it's such a quiet gesture. You'll almost certainly miss it. 2. Those 3 a.m. watchtower moments aren't accidental. Has your dog ever snapped awake at 3 a.m., ears swiveling, head cocked, eyes locked on a door or window? One moment they're completely under. The next they're hyper-alert, zeroed in on something you can't detect. It feels chaotic, maybe even a bit unnerving, but there's a method behind this midnight vigilance. Dogs have spent thousands of years standing guard over their packs. That protective instinct doesn't evaporate just because they now live in a climate-controlled home. Their hearing operates at a sensitivity 4 times greater than yours. They can register sounds from distances that would leave you baffled. A stray animal passing through the yard, a neighbor's car door closing blocks away, a tree branch groaning in the breeze. To you, absolute quiet. To your dog, a detailed briefing. But here's what most people fail to grasp. When your dog shifts into alert mode at night, they're not merely reacting to noise, they're conducting a security sweep. That fixed stare, those flicking ears, the barely audible rumble in their throat. They're evaluating potential threats, determining whether their pack, which absolutely includes you, is in any danger. Once they've concluded everything's secure, they relax. Duty fulfilled. Researchers who study canine behavior have confirmed that even the most pampered, well-fed pets retain these protective instincts. Their biological clock whispers that nighttime carries risk, and someone needs to remain watchful. That someone is them. 3. They press against you for reasons far beyond warmth. You've almost certainly noticed your dog molding their body against yours while you sleep. Maybe they throw their full weight against your back, drape a paw across your leg, or tuck themselves into the hollow of your stomach. Most people chalk it up to seeking heat, or maybe just wanting comfort. And yes, that plays a role. But there's something much deeper unfolding beneath the surface. Wild canines sleep in tight clusters for a reason. It's not just about staying warm, it's about defense. When you're pressed against another member of your pack, you're harder to reach. You're protected on one side, and if one dog stirs, everyone else knows immediately. So when your dog curls up against you at night, they're not just getting comfortable, they're strategically positioning themselves to shield you. They're placing their body between you and the door, between you and anything that might approach. They're quite literally using themselves as a barrier. And here's the detail that will land right in your chest. Dogs also do this to feel your heartbeat. That steady pulse beneath your skin is one of the most reassuring sounds in their entire world. It confirms you're alive, you're stable, you're present. When they lean into you, they're drinking in that certainty. You're not just their owner, you're their center of gravity. 4. They fixate on empty space to guard you from the unknown. Have you ever stirred in the middle of the night to find your dog standing rigid in the darkness, staring at a wall or corner? It's the sort of thing that sends a chill straight down your spine, like they're perceiving something just beyond your reach, and in a very real sense, they are. Dogs navigate reality through senses we simply don't possess. Their hearing operates on a level we can't access. They catch frequencies we'll never register, a rodent shifting in the attic, an animal moving beneath the deck, a furnace igniting several rooms away. To you, nothing. To your dog, a complete sensory feed. And their night vision, while different from ours, is far more sensitive to motion and low light. They catch movements we'd completely overlook, a flicker of shadow, a curtain drifting in a draft they can't feel. When your dog stares at what appears to be empty space, they're not losing their mind. They're processing information that's simply invisible to you. But here's the truly touching part. They're also holding position. If they detect something that raises concern, they'll plant themselves between you and it. They'll stand watch, silent and unmoving, until they're convinced the threat has evaporated. That unsettling midnight stare, it's your dog clocking in. And their job description includes keeping you out of harm's way. 5. They replay you in their dreams. Have you ever watched your dog sleeping and noticed their legs twitching, their paws paddling, their tail giving a tiny wag, maybe a soft whimper slips out? It's endearing. But have you ever stopped to consider what's actually playing out inside their head during those moments? Science has confirmed that dogs experience sleep cycles remarkably similar to our own. They enter REM sleep, the phase where dreaming takes place. And studies have revealed that canine brain activity during REM closely mirrors human patterns. So what fills their dreams? Most likely, the same experiences that fill their waking hours. Running, playing, eating, and without question, you. Dogs forge intense attachments. You occupy the center of their universe, so when their brain replays the best moments of their day, you feature in almost every scene. Those twitching legs, they're chasing something you threw. That tail wag, you just appeared in the doorway. That soft whimper, you spoke their name. A researcher from Harvard once suggested that dogs probably dream about their owners more than anything else. Let that sink in. While you're lost in sleep, your dog is dreaming of you, not treats, not squeaky toys, not other dogs. You're the highlight of their existence. And their mind spends the night reliving every moment. 6. They whisper I love you in the dark. Remember earlier when I mentioned your dog checking your breathing, confirming you're alright? That's only part of the picture, because once they've verified your safety, something else unfolds. Something you'll almost certainly never witness. Dogs express love in countless small ways: the wagging tail, the joyful greeting when you return, the way they present you with their most prized possession. But there's one expression of devotion so quiet, so private, it almost never gets observed. And it takes place while you're completely unaware. Behaviorists who've studied dogs overnight using infrared cameras have documented this scene repeatedly. A dog approaches their sleeping owner, gently inhales their scent near their face, and then with immense care, lowers themselves to lie as close as humanly possible. But just before they settle, they release something else, a soft, barely audible sigh. Not the heavy exhale of exhaustion, but the delicate sigh of pure contentment, the one that translates to everyone I love is gathered here, nothing is wrong. That sigh carries meaning. It's a release valve. It's your dog's system letting go of the tension they've held all day, the alertness, the hypervigilance, the constant readiness. They can finally let their guard down because you're within reach. They can finally surrender to rest because their pack is whole. And here's the detail that might blur your vision. That instant, that quiet exhale right before they drift off beside you, is as close as your dog can come to saying I love you without a single word. They're not performing for a reaction. They're not angling for a reward. They're expressing something genuine in the only way they know how, directed at someone who may never realize it's happening. That's the truth about dogs. Their most profound affection often unfolds in silence and shadow, when no one is watching. And perhaps that's what makes it so genuine. It's not meant to be seen. It's simply meant to be yours. If this video shifted how you'll view your sleeping dog tonight, smash that like button and subscribe. That's how we connect with more owners who genuinely want to understand their dogs. And if you'd like to help us keep creating content like this, check out the join button below. I genuinely treasure having you as part of this community.